On students, today we are going to read the sixth chapter of our supplementary reader Footprints Without Feet, and the name of the chapter is The Making of a Scientist. This chapter is about Richard H. Albright, a scientist who grew up in Reading town of Pennsylvania, USA. As he didn't have much to do there in Pennsylvania, he acquired the hobby of collecting things. He collected butterflies as a child in kindergarten, in KG, and this chapter describes how Albright acquired name and fame. So, it is an inspirational study and inspires the young minds to achieve high in life. Now, let's read the chapter line by line. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. A former Scout of the Year means a person who had won this award, a Scout of the Year, who was only of 22 years at that time, excited the whole world when he gave a new theory how the cells work. Richard H. Albright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science. It was a collective work of Richard Albright and his college roommate who explained it in a theory in an article, and it was titled Proceedings of National Academy of Science, and it was his first achievement. It was the first time this important scientific journal had ever published the work of college students. This magazine, scientific magazine, which we call journal, had first time published the work of any college student. In sports, that would be like making the big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run, and that also when it's your first time to bat. Means it was just like making a team of baseball team of the small boys of 15, and when the boys comes out to playing in the first game and scoring a home run, like means it was the big achievement. Home run means just like you can comparison it with the cricketer, any cricketer coming in the first game and hitting a half century or century. So that type of big achievement for him it is compared with making a home run in first game. For Richard Albright, it was the first in a long string of achievements in science and other fields. So it was his first achievement. Later on he achieved so many other things, so it was the first in that chain in science and other fields. And it all started with butterflies. An only child, Albright grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. He was the only child of his parents who lived in the north of Reading. It is not Reading, it's a town, Reading, in Pennsylvania, USA. There wasn't much I could do there, he said. It was a small town, so there was nothing much to do. I certainly couldn't play football or baseball with the team of one, as he did not have many friends also. He said he even could not play football or baseball because he was the only one there. But there was one thing I could do: collect things. He said so he could collect the things. He started this hobby. So he did. He collected things, and he did ever for a long time he did. Beginning in kindergarten, beginning in his KG classes, Ebright collected butterflies with the same determination that has marked all his activities. Like any other activities, with same determination, he started collecting butterflies. He also collected rocks, fossils, and coins, and he became an eager astronomer too. Sometimes stargazing all night. He became a very curious astronomer who studied the planets, the solar system, the stars, and sometimes he spent the whole night gazing, looking at the stars. From the first, he had a driving curiosity along with a bright mind. Means from very beginning he was very curious about learning. He has a good bright mind. He also had a mother who encouraged his activities in learning. Mother always encouraged his learning. She took him on trips. She bought him telescopes, microscopes, cameras, mounting materials, and other equipments that helped him in many other ways. So, mother always supported him. Mother says, I was his only companion until he started school. After that, I would bring home friends for him, but at night we just did things together. Richie was my whole life after his father died when Richie was in third grade. So, Ebright's mother said that she was his friend until he started school. Then she would bring home friends for him also. He, the little boy, was her whole life after her husband's death. Richie was only at in third grade at that time when his father died. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him. Not physical work, but learning things, his mother says. He liked it. He wanted to learn. And learn he did. Means he did learn. He earned top grades in schools. On everyday things, he was just like every other kid, his mother said. In everyday things, all things of the daily life, he was just like other boys. But in the learning matters, he was very bright and he scored good grades in the school. By the time he was in the second grade, Ebright had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. Now, this table shows the names of all those 25 species of butterflies which were found there in Pennsylvania, around Pennsylvania, all 20. And he was just in second grade. He had collected all those 25 species. You can see this table, okay, which were those 25 species of butterflies he collected. He collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting, he said. After he collected all that were found there, he said probably it would have been end of that butterfly collecting. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. So, mother gave him a book named The Travels of Monarch X. It was about a well-known butterfly species, Monarch X, and it was the migration of that particular butterfly. So, after reading the book, that book was just like opening the world of science to Ebright. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migrations. When he read that book, he found at the end the writer of the book had invited the readers to help the study of butterflies, how they migrate. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto. A professor, Dr. Frederick Urquhart of University of Toronto, had asked the readers, readers catch the butterflies and put a tag on those butterflies so that their migration could be studied. Ebright's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Ebright was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs. So, after having a communication with Dr. Urquhart, Ebright started catching and tagging those butterflies. He was using some light adhesive tag to the wings of those butterflies. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. After tagging the butterfly, they would set it free, and then whenever it was captured by anybody else, he would send that tag to Dr. Urquhart and he will study it in detail. The butterfly collecting season around Reading lasts 6 weeks in late summer. Again, a graph explains this number and kinds of butterflies collected in 6 weeks. You can see here different kinds of butterflies, shows the how many were collected in 6 weeks. So, if you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. You won't be able to catch many if you are just catching them one by one. So, the next step for Ebright was to raise a flock of butterfly. So, what he did, he himself raised a flock, a large group of butterflies. So, how he did it? He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs and raise them in his basement through their life cycle. Throughout their whole life cycle, he would raise them in the basement of his house, from eggs to caterpillar, caterpillar to pupa, and pupa to adult butterfly. Then he would tag the butterfly's wings and let them go. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. Means he did this for many years. For many years, thousands of monarch butterflies were there in the basement of his house. He was tagging and setting them free. Then he says, eventually I began to lose interest in tagging butterflies. In the end, he says he started losing the interest in tagging butterflies. It's tedious, it's tiresome, boring, and there is not much feedback, he said. In all the time I did it, laughingly he says, only 2 butterflies I had tagged were recaptured. So, the feedback was also not encouraging. He says only 2 butterflies which he tagged could be recaptured, and they were not more than 75 miles from where I lived. So, they were trying to study the migration, but he found those butterflies which he tagged, and when they were captured again, they were within the 25 miles area of that place. So, it was not a big migration. So, this is the first part explained here. We will be continuing the chapter in second part. That's enough for today. Thank you. Bye bye.